The NBA has a problem, and it's not a scandal, a new rule, or even a dominant super team. The problem is one man, Nikola Jokic. Think about it. Every great player in history had a way you could limit them, even if you couldn't completely stop them. But Jokic, he's built different. He doesn't jump out of the gym, he doesn't run faster than everyone else, and he doesn't live above the rim. Yet every night, defenses walk off the court scratching their heads, asking the same question: what do you do against this guy? Here's the truth. When Jokic is on the floor, Denver is never out of the game. He controls the pace like a conductor leading an orchestra. If you guard him straight up, he'll score with surgical precision. Send help, he'll find the open man before you even realize he saw it. Miss a shot, he'll grab the rebound, push the ball, and ignite a fast break like he's the team's point guard. This isn't just dominance, it's inevitability. The NBA has never dealt with a center like this before. He's not just part of Denver's system, he is the system, and that's why the league has a real problem. Why is Nikola Jokic so unguardable? Why do schemes keep failing? And what does his rise mean for the NBA moving forward? Let's dive in. The first thing you need to understand about Jokic is simple. He breaks the rules of basketball. Not the written rules, but the ones coaches live by. Normally, you can take away a player's strength and force him into something uncomfortable. That's defense 101. But Jokic has no weak spot. You want him to score? He can back you down with footwork that looks like it came out of a textbook, finishing with soft touch over either shoulder. You try to clog the paint? He calmly steps out and hits threes or mid-range floaters. You send a double team. He laughs because passing is his favorite weapon. This is where the problem starts. Against most players, defenses know that if you load up enough, eventually they'll make mistakes. Jokic doesn't panic. He doesn't force. He reads the floor, sees the angles, and takes whatever the defense gives up. That patience kills opponents. Here's the part that really hurts defenders. Every possession feels like a test you can't pass. If you're trying to pressure him with speed, he uses his strength and size. If you try to lean on him with power, he uses finesse. If you gamble, he punishes you with a laser pass to a cutter. There's no right answer. And when the game is close, that mental toll starts to show. By the fourth quarter, teams aren't just tired physically, they're worn down mentally. They've tried every coverage, every matchup, every rotation. Nothing sticks. That's why I call Jokic the unsolvable puzzle. You can study all night, but when the test starts, you fail anyway. When you talk about Jokic, you can't just call him a player, he's a system all by himself. Most NBA teams rely on a playbook filled with dozens of sets. Denver has those too, but their real offense is this: give the ball to Jokic and let him make the decision. That's not freelancing, it's organized chaos built around his mind. From the elbow, he reads the court like a quarterback. Teammates cut, screen, and space the floor, and he decides in real time. If someone flashes open under the rim, he drops a dime. If the defense plays off him, he takes the mid-range shot. If a mismatch shows up, he attacks. Every option is live, and he has the skill to choose the right one. Here's why this matters. Take Jokic off the court, and Denver looks like a normal team. Put him back on, and they instantly become one of the most efficient offenses in basketball history. That's not exaggeration. The numbers prove it. He isn't just adding points, he's multiplying opportunities. Think about how rare that is. Shaq needed spacing to dominate inside. Curry needed shooters around him to make the system hurt. LeBron needs a spread floor to attack. Jokic, he doesn't need a scheme to thrive. He is the scheme. Players orbit him like planets around the sun. This is the league's nightmare. You can prepare for Denver's plays, but you can't prepare for Nikola Jokic's brain. Every possession becomes his chess match, and opponents are stuck playing checkers. Now let's back this up with the numbers, because while the eye test shows his brilliance, the stats make it undeniable. Start with efficiency. Over the last few seasons, Jokic has hovered around 65% true shooting. That's higher than most sharpshooters, except he's doing it as a high-volume scorer and playmaker. Inside 5 feet, he finishes nearly 75% of his attempts. From mid-range, he's deadly with floaters and hooks. And yes, he can stretch the floor with threes. Then there's his passing. He regularly averages close to 10 assists per game, unheard of for a center. But that number doesn't capture it fully. His potential assist passes that lead to shots often lead the league. Teammates feast off his vision. Advanced stats love him even more. His player efficiency rating, PER, is consistently near the top. His box plus minus, win shares, and value over replacement player all scream historic. And here's the kicker. Denver's offense with him on the floor ranks in the 100th percentile. With him off, they look ordinary. That's not a coincidence. It's cause and effect. These aren't empty numbers either. Every stat has a direct impact on winning. When Jokic plays, Denver's expected wins skyrocket. His on-off differential isn't just good, it's absurd. So what does that mean for the NBA? It means teams can't even measure up statistically. Against most stars, advanced metrics show areas to exploit. With Jokic, the numbers only tell you one thing. You're in trouble the moment he checks in. If we ask coaches what makes Jokic truly impossible, most wouldn't point to his scoring. They say it's his passing. Because you can scheme against the scorer, you can trap, force the ball out of his hands, live with contested jumpers, but you can't scheme against someone who sees the game 3 moves ahead. Jokic passes like a guard, but with a center's size. He threads bounce passes through traffic, throws lobs over double teams, and whips cross-court lasers to open shooters. Sometimes he doesn't even look because he already knows where his teammate will be. This changes everything for Denver. Shooters get cleaner looks. Cutters know if they move, the ball will find them. Even big men play easier because Jokic can feed them in perfect spots. His passing doesn't just create shots, it creates confidence. Everyone knows if they're open, they'll get rewarded. And here's the part that blows my mind. His creativity, you'll see him flick a one-handed pass mid-spin or tip the ball like a volleyball assist and it looks casual. But those are plays only a handful of players in history could even attempt. He makes them routine. Defenses hate this because doubling him doesn't work.
But they're doubling him every time. Cross-court sling and KCP.
Against most stars, double teams cause chaos. Against Jokic, it's the opposite. It guarantees an open bucket. That's why his passing isn't just a skill.
OKC's defense pretty tight here. Jokic hook pass under the court, and he ties it up at 120.
It's a weapon that turns defensive strategy into an impossible choice. Guard him one-on-one, and he'll score.
Now Jokic got a little fall-away back. That's a tough shot.
Or send help, and he'll pick you apart. The crazy part, even if he never passed the ball, Jokic would still be a nightmare scorer. What makes him different is how he does it. He doesn't blow by defenders with speed. He doesn't dunk through people like Shaq. Instead, he controls pace. Watch him in the post. He uses angles, fakes, and pivots to get the shot he wants. His touch is unreal. Floaters, hooks, and that signature one-legged fadeaway that looks awkward but goes in every time. And he scores with patience. He doesn't rush. He backs you down, waits for you to bite, then softly drops it in. That calmness under pressure is deadly. By the time you react, the ball is already in the net. He's also efficient from everywhere.
That's Jokic collects it behind the back.
Inside, he's elite. Mid-range, he's crafty. From 3, he can hurt you if you ignore him.
Joker for 3. Yes! Denver's made it a 1-point game, 115-1.
Add in free throws, over 80%, and you've got one of the most complete scoring packages in basketball. But here's what makes it special. He doesn't force it. He doesn't need 25 shots to dominate. Some nights, he'll take 12 shots and still control the game.
Time MVP, Jokic, he finishes it.
Other nights, he'll go for 35 because the defense dares him.
Ball arena crowd to its feet. Jokic gets to the paint. Down low to Gordon. Jumper. Yes!
Ball over to Jokic. Jokic backs up for the win. Yeah!
His scoring isn't about volume, it's about control. That's the problem for most defenders. With most stars, you want them to shoot more, hoping efficiency drops. With Jokic, the more he shoots, the worse it gets for you.
Jokic trying to create the space, spins, off balance hook.
He scores on his own terms, not yours. If you think Jokic only dominates early in games, think again. The clutch is where he truly separates himself.
3-point play. Jokic has to put it up. falling away, puts it up. Bang! Nikola Jokic!
Late in the fourth, when most players tighten up, Jokic stays calm. His decision-making doesn't change. He doesn't force bad shots. He doesn't panic when defenses load up. He takes the best option available, whether that's a soft floater,
Playing with 2 fouls, pokes it away. Jokic goes at him and gets
a deep seal, or a perfect dime to Jamal Murray in the corner. The numbers prove it. In clutch situations, his shooting percentages actually stay high. That's unheard of. Most stars see efficiency dip under pressure, not Jokic. He thrives when everything is on the line. Defenses know the ball is in his hands, but it doesn't matter. If you guard him straight up, he scores. If you send help, he passes. If you foul, he calmly sinks free throws. He's like a closer in baseball when he's out there. Feel the game slipping away. And here's the underrated part. He doesn't get rattled. Bad call, missed shot. He shakes it off and stays locked in. That steadiness is infectious. Teammates play looser, more confident, because they know their leader won't fold. That's why Denver trusts him in every crunch time possession. And that's why opponents dread those final minutes. Because when the game is tight, Nikola Jokic doesn't just play well, he becomes unbeatable.
Jokic and 8 on the box. 5 to shoot. Jokic spins, shoots over the double.
Scoring and passing get the headlines, but rebounding is where Nikola Jokic quietly dominates games. And honestly, this is the piece that gets overlooked far too often. People see the flashy passes or the clutch shots, but they don't realize how much of Denver's success starts with him simply securing the ball off the glass. On defense, Jokic is a vacuum. He boxes out like it's muscle memory. He doesn't just grab rebounds for himself, he clears entire areas so teammates can step in. That's why sometimes you'll see Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray picking up boards easily.
On a show. Jokic coming in. Over the shoulder to Gordon. What a assist. Murray sets for 3. And hits. 29-24.
It's because Jokic already did the dirty work, sealing off 2 defenders and creating a clear lane to the ball. And when he does grab it himself, that's when things get really dangerous. He doesn't hold the ball or reset slowly. He instantly looks up the court. One flick of the wrist and Denver is in transition. That outlet pass, almost like a quarterback throwing downfield, turns a routine rebound into a fast break opportunity.
Snap it ahead to Murray. Murray sets and fires a 3. That's good too. Stolen by Murray. He's gonna dump this one away.
On the offensive side, he's just as punishing. Jokic doesn't crash recklessly, but when he chooses his spot, it's almost impossible to stop.
Hands defending him. Jokic, little pirouette, puts it down.
His hands are soft, his timing is elite, and his body positioning carves out space like a bulldozer with ballet footwork.
Got it under Jokic, put it on. Yeah!
That combination makes him a constant threat for tip-ins and putbacks. Even when he doesn't score, his presence demands attention. Defenses are forced to send extra bigs to keep him off the glass. That extra help opens the floor for shooters like Porter Jr. or Murray.
Bounce. Murray spins, fades, unbelievable. Going for 3. Yes! 89.
It's a chain reaction. One rebound shifts the geometry of the entire possession. Here's what makes it unique. His rebounding isn't about vertical leap or pure athleticism. It's all positioning and anticipation. He studies the flight of the ball, moves early, and beats opponents to the spot. It looks simple because he makes it look simple.
Jokic trying to back down AE. One of the all-time 2-game performances for Jokic.
But it's an art. Young players chase rebounds with effort. Jokic collects them with intelligence. And this is where his efficiency stands out. He doesn't waste energy skying for boards out of position. That conservation means he's always ready to make the next play.
Shot by Murray. And staying with Landell. Matched up one-on-one with Jokic. Jokic body pumping.
Denver doesn't just secure a possession when Jokic rebounds, they immediately shift into attack mode. It's a 2-for-1. Stop the opponent, then ignite offense before the defense resets.
Plays it up and in. Jokic answers back with a 3-pointer.
Other stars rebound to end possessions. Jokic rebounds to begin new ones. It's not about stats, it's about control. He dictates pace, flips momentum, and tilts games with something as simple as a rebound. That's why coaches lose sleep. Because against Jokic, every missed shot is still dangerous. You never really get to relax, even when you force a stop.
Just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good! Of course it goes in!
Here's something every teammate of Nikola Jokic will tell you. Playing with him is a career boost. He doesn't just rack up his own stats, he lifts everyone around him. That's rare in basketball. Plenty of stars dominate, but only a handful actually make their teammates' jobs easier. Jokic is in a category of his own. Shooters get open looks they've never seen before. It's not just wide open threes, it's the quality of the pass. He hits guys right in the shooting pocket, in rhythm, so they don't even have to think. That little detail can turn a 36% shooter into a 40% shooter. Cutters, meanwhile, suddenly find themselves finishing layups because he threads passes through impossible windows, hitting them at the exact second the defense turns its head. Even role players who aren't known for creating their own offense thrive next to him, because Jokic sets them up exactly where they're comfortable, whether that's a baseline jumper, a lob at the rim, or a kick out from the post.
Bounces on him. And this is for the win.
Think about what that means for a team. Most stars make role players adjust to them. They demand spacing, they demand isolation, they demand touches. Jokic does the opposite. He adapts his game so that everyone gets involved. That's why Denver's offense flows so smoothly. Nobody stands around waiting for scraps. Everyone feels part of the action. Everyone knows if they move, if they space correctly, if they stay ready, the ball will find them. This creates something bigger than stats: trust. Teammates sprint harder in transition because they believe they'll be rewarded. They cut sharper in the half court because they know Jokic sees everything. And they shoot with confidence because they know misses won't get them benched or frozen out. That culture comes directly from the way Jokic plays. Here's the kicker. It extends beyond offense. When your best player is unselfish, it changes the entire team's mindset. Guys defend harder because they feel valued on the other end. They don't complain about touches because they know the ball will move. In the locker room, egos stay in check because no one feels like they're being overshadowed. This is why Jokic isn't just Denver's best player, he's their foundation. His ability to make teammates better is the glue that turns good rosters into championship rosters. He doesn't just elevate stars like Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr., he elevates everyone, from starters to bench guys. And that, more than any stat sheet, is what separates a good player from a franchise cornerstone. So why hasn't anyone solved Nikola Jokic yet?
Diabo checks into the game. Jokic goes right at him. Durant on the help defense. Joker gets it back.
The NBA has faced dominant players before. Shaquille O'Neal had size and brute force that shattered defenses.
Give me your best. Let me see your best.
Stephen Curry stretched the floor to the point where teams had to guard 30 feet from the basket.
Inside 2 minutes. Curry, three.
LeBron James combined power, speed, and vision to overwhelm opponents. And yes, those players were generational, but there's the thing. Teams eventually found ways to slow them down. Shaq faced Hack-a-Shaq and walls in the paint. Curry gets blitzed and trapped at half court. LeBron often sees defenses sag off to dare him into jumpers. There's always been some blueprint. With Jokic, that blueprint doesn't exist. Man-to-man defense, forget it. He punishes single coverage with efficiency most players can only dream of.
Now Jokic got a little fall away back. That's a tough shot.
He doesn't need speed or verticality. His touch, size, and angles guarantee that over time, he'll get his numbers. Double teams? That's even worse. He doesn't panic when two defenders collapse on him. He welcomes it because it opens up the floor. His passing is so advanced that doubles turn into assists. Switch a guard onto him? That's a guaranteed mismatch inside. Switch a big onto one of Denver's shooters? Jokic immediately identifies it and makes the defense pay.
Jokic!
Try to trap him high on the perimeter. He calmly resets the play, finds the outlet, and makes the right read before the defense even finishes rotating.
3. Jokic, great look. Murray to the...
Every so-called solution becomes a new problem. That's what makes him unique. With other superstars, you can at least say, if we do X, we'll force him into Y. With Jokic, there is no Y. He just flips the board, like a chess master taking away every piece you try to move. And here's the part that really worries the league. He's not slowing down anytime soon. He doesn't rely on athleticism that fades with age. He's not out jumping people or blowing by defenders. His game is built on IQ, timing, touch, and footwork skills that don't decline.
Jokic getting banged by Lyles, goes around him, puts it up and in.
They sharpen. At age 30, he's already the best version of himself. At 33 or 34, he'll likely still be just as dangerous, maybe even more so because his reads will only get faster.
Jokic in the back, Alfie down, reverses on Alfie and puts him on.
This is why the NBA has a real dilemma on its hands. You can game plan for almost anyone else. You can live with flaws, force tough decisions, and hope pressure cracks them. But with Jokic, those flaws don't exist. He's the exception to every defensive rule.
Big coach of the year. Jokic into the lane, and he scores it.
And that leaves teams stuck chasing a solution that simply isn't there. The longer he plays, the more obvious it becomes. The league doesn't just have a problem, it has an unsolvable one. So where does this leave us? Simple. The NBA is staring at a player who's rewriting what it means to be a superstar. Nikola Jokic doesn't fit the mold. He doesn't rely on athletic dominance. He doesn't need highlight plays to prove his greatness. He just plays the game at a level no one else can reach.
Jokic inside the Serbian.
If he keeps this up, we're talking about more than MVPs. We're talking about a player who could redefine how we think about centers, about offensive systems, and maybe even about the game itself. He's not just dominating, he's bending the league around him. For the NBA, that's both exciting and terrifying. Exciting because we're watching something historic in real time. Terrifying because no one has figured out what to do about it. He doesn't just win games, he makes the entire league adjust. And here's the truth. Unless a new defensive innovation comes along, Jokic will keep stacking wins, awards, and maybe championships. Because when he's out on the court, Denver always has a chance. So I'll leave you with this question. Can anyone stop Nikola Jokic? Or are we witnessing the rise of the most unguardable player basketball has ever seen?
Let Jokic, who's 7 feet, get the ball out with the broom. Well, he's good at basketball. He's not good at that.
No broom. There's no brooms.
You get the idea. Jokic has got a great sense of humor, doesn't he? Funny, yeah. He's about as funny as he gets.
And
Joker.